within our core.
What are we here for? We realize that our power lies
in how we live our lives
and how we choose to show up.
So we choose to show up as rooted crowns, and this is our living prayer. Birth from the earth,
on a path to reclaim our name,
nature, ancestral medicine to heal our home. We sow this prayer in our bodies between many hands and upon our land.
In direct response to self-hate, forced scarcity, and climate change.
But it's simple for real. We plant food forests and concrete jungles,
inspiring youth to lead us out this struggle,
nourishing our bodies as living proof,
sharing all we do to amplify this truth.
Yeah, we documenting it all,
bringing it to you so you can feel this call in person, online.
Yeah, we standing tall, rooted crowns, let's rock with it, y'all.
Greetings, everyone. So today, I just wanted to introduce a technique for meditation. But before I go into the technique, I want to talk a little bit about what meditation can be understood as compared to some other techniques that people call meditation, but that I refer to as contemplation and focus. So contemplation is when you're reflecting, when you're opening your mind to think a little bit broader than what you normally would think. And then focusing is when you focus on a point, or focus on a mantra, or focus on an affirmation. And there's value to all of those, don't get me wrong, but it's just not how I refer to the term meditation. So the term meditation, the way that I refer to it, is a way to feed a certain consciousness, a way to feed the consciousness that comes before thought, or even before clear intention, even though there's an intention in wanting to feed that consciousness. It's the fundamental intention, and I think it's a foundational way to cultivate the mind behind contemplation, behind focus. So I can go into this forever. We have lots of different ways that we can approach the value of meditation, ways that we can approach the meaning of meditation, the history of meditation. But what I really want to introduce in this video is just a foundational technique for meditation. A technique that can be done before or as a base to any other meditation, but that can also be done without any other meditation. And it's a technique that builds off of the concept of having a way of being that can be seen in three ways. So most people know. Some people call it body, mind, and soul. Some people call it body, mind, and spirit. Some people call it physical, intellectual, and spirit, like subtle. Like there's a lot of different ways to call it, but there's kind of a common theme amongst them all. And the way that I like to refer to it is the three I's. The first I is the I am, which is, you can say it's the mind, the eye of the mind. But you can also say it's the choice within the mind to choose to be one thing or another. And then the second is the I be. And you can say that that's the eye of the body. But you can also say it's the experience of what you have in the moment through your physical and integral reality. And then there's the I, which is the I of who you are beyond and before and foundational to all of those things. And this foundational technique is feeding the I. Again, there's a lot of different ways to understand this. And I just want to say really quickly that the reasoning behind this isn't just something that I came up with one day, but it's based in over 10 years of study, from studying with followers of Osho in India, to studying transcendental meditation and Maharishi's teachings, to studying women's spirituality with the teachers in the cohort of Sophia University, to studying transpersonal psychology, and finally developing what I refer to as womb verse, which is a whole philosophical ontological approach to life, and I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I do want to say is that this concept of the three I's, and also the concept, the philosophy behind the mantras that I'm going to give, are based in something that has been cultivated through my studies and through my personal contemplations of life. So let's just talk about the I just a little bit. The I, the being before the I am and the I be. That is a part of the self that nurtures who you are before you make decisions, before you even react or respond subconsciously to anything that arises from within and without. So this meditation technique that I'm going to share nurtures the strength of that foundational awareness, that foundational sense before your choices and before your responses and your reactions that have been conditioned through you and as you by your environment and your experiences. And it's important to cultivate this sense because then you have more space between those choices and between those reactions, so that fundamentally you can choose how you want to choose. You can choose how you want to react over time with more and more ease. And you can also reflect that in a way that isn't as attached to the experience, but more so attached to that which you want to realize or manifest, or manifest as I like to say, within your choices and your experiences. So it gives you just more space to be more proactively empowered in your life. Okay, so let's go into the meditation. So the meditation is actually really simple. It's really not about what you're doing, but it's more so about what you're listening for. You're not creating a mantra. You're listening for a mantra. And this mantra can show up in a lot of different ways. Foundationally, it's 3 sounds. It's the M sound, which is the closing sound. It's the Wa sound, which is the opening sound, the Wa. And it's the Om or the Aum sound, which is, some people say Om, and they have the sort of wholeness or the circle in combination with the closing, the M. But that's one mantra that a lot of people use, Om. But you can also use Wa. You can, if that's something you're pulled towards. A friend of mine really liked using M in the closing M and the Wa, the opening, together. So it creates Wa, which people understand as the kiss. And you can also use Omma, which means mother in Korean. You can use Amma. You can also use Amwa or Omwa. You can use, of course, you can use, understanding my philosophy, you can use Waom or Wom. So these are just different derivatives of the same sound, which is Aum, the wholeness, this A-U-O sound, and the W and the M. Regardless, though, it's not so much what you're doing as it is what you're listening for. You're listening for a derivative of that sound, and it can transform in the process of meditating. And it really doesn't matter how it transforms. It transforms. It's just about listening for it. And as you're listening for it, as you're listening for its rhythmic repetition, thoughts are going to arise. And thoughts can be seen like clouds in the sky. When the thought comes, it's simply a cloud, but you are looking at the sky. So when you realize that you are somehow, you become fixated on this thought, one thing that I love to do is give thanks that I can now return to feeding, in a sense, the I that I have intended to feed through this meditation process. So I'm thinking, I realize I'm thinking, I give thanks, and I return to listening for the mantra that is a derivative of those three sounds. And honestly, that's really the meditation. That's really all it is. You can do this for 20 minutes a day. You can do it 20 minutes twice a day. You can do it for as long as you want. There's no time limit on meditation, truly. And if you do it consistently, you'll begin to have an identity that's based in something that is beyond your thoughts, beyond your feelings, beyond anything that isn't simply your awareness. And it's really great for staying present and centered when things arise in life that you want to be empowered within. And of course, fundamentally, this meditation is just great for relaxation. And it's great for creating the kind of space of relaxation that is foundational to self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is fundamentally just meditating into a state of relaxation and then giving yourself an affirmation. And this technique is really good for that. Of course, there's a lot of techniques for relaxation. There's a lot of techniques for what people refer to as meditation. Often it's also really visualizations, contemplations, focusing, and all of those have value. And this is just one technique that I find is really simple and doesn't require being creative in the beginning, middle, or end. It just requires listening within yourself for fundamental sounds, 3 fundamental sounds. And by the way, they all look like threes. M, W, and the Om look like a little squiggly for a butt. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by making a comment or contacting us through our website, rootedcrowns.com. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, thumbs up, and if you'd like to get direct support with meditation or with a bunch of other offerings that we share, then check out our support page, which is Ori Vitality Arts. That's ORI vitalityarts.com. And there you'll find meditation offerings and lots of different techniques for becoming a more wellness-based, resiliency-oriented, and interculturally connected person. All right. Thanks again. See you next time. To meditate, you must shut up to meditate.